The act of giving is one of the most powerful ways to help people. In its many forms, giving enables us to truly, collectively make a difference in the world. Ahmedabad, the economic capital of Gujarat, is a rich tapestry of many communities, each with their own unique ways of philanthropy. Bustling historic neighbourhoods along the Sabarmati River, diverse architecture and long-standing traditions. What else does Ahmedabad have? National Institute of Design. We are Team Salamanders.
Hi, I'm Apurva. I love dancing everywhere, music or not. I really like capturing moments on my camera, and well, I like playing with letters.
Hi, I'm Shriya. I like summer before it gets too hot. I like rain with a nice cup of chai, and I like managing teams and working with people.
Hi, my name is Manuel. I am an inherently curious person, always trying to break down stuff. I love history and politics, and I also love gaming.
Hi, I'm Nikita, and I really enjoy reading all sorts of books, writing poetry and essays, drinking the occasional chai, and making collages out of paper.
Hello there, I'm Shiva. I like microcontrollers and all things high-tech. I have a deep-rooted love for lights and cameras, and I love philosophy.
Hi there, I'm Aditi. I like exploring with materials. However, it does get frustrating at times. Anyways, I also like playing tennis, reading, and lying down on freshly cut grass.
Hi, I'm Ishna, and I like exploring material, especially wood. And I like to munch on chocolate, especially the nutty ones. But most of all, I like to rollerblade around my college campus. I'm great at balance, sometimes.
We chose to focus on historically underserved populations. In India, Islamic communities form an underprivileged group. In Ahmedabad, past riots and communal violence have caused trauma, leading to social separation and isolation. Many Muslims in Ahmedabad have been pushed to live close together for unity, few in small pockets of the old city, but largely in ghettos on the outskirts. These neighborhoods are also economically marginalized areas, further hindered by legislation, prejudice, and limited support from the government. Despite this, many hesitate to accept help from external and internal organizations. There are cultural stigmas on accepting freebies, as many find comfort and dignity in having earned what they receive. This makes the act of giving even more complex in our local context. Our desk work and field research in previous rounds led us to focus on women, the custodians of family trust and stakeholders in charitable activity. We strove to involve them in our solution. As described in our previous work, we want for our service to enhance the role of Islamic community in humanitarian aid by harnessing storytelling to encourage women's participation, connect local collectives with a larger network, support diverse personalized pathways for giving, and finally, to empathize with religious customs and beliefs. Since the challenge is positioned on the overlap of philanthropic values between Islamic communities worldwide and the humanitarian aid mission of the Red Cross, we needed to design a service that was scalable, meeting the needs of the diverse Muslim communities across India and beyond. We were able to correlate and reflect on our findings from Ahmedabad with workshops in New Delhi, Udaipur, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. What cultural element could possibly tie together these vast and varied communities scattered across the subcontinent? Food. Food stands at the core of many Indian cultures. The act of sharing food is deeply symbolic and sentimental and has the power to bridge social and economical divides. Dildaar, a word borrowed from Urdu, means one who has a big heart, or more specifically in this instance, to hold many causes close to oneself, to deeply care about one another and collaborate as a community. An initiative locally administered under the Red Cross, the goal of Dildaar is to prioritize long-term community engagement, particularly with the marginalized Islamic community in India. Partnered with local humanitarian aid organizations for logistic support, Dildaar uses food and familiar faces to build trust and connection. Each city, each neighborhood has its own flavor, both literally and metaphorically. And we hope to leverage this customization for the benefit of our users and to expand at a highly local and personal level. Driven by a sense of community, one of Dildaar's primary activities is to share home-cooked meals with those in need, while reducing food waste. Inspired by the Dabba services, tiffin box delivery systems of Indian metros such as Mumbai, Dildaar offers a comforting gesture in a simple container. Beyond this, Dildaar aims to connect individuals with causes larger than themselves, collaborating with Red Cross movement at varying levels to share stories with wider audiences, and to bring larger causes closer to individuals. Let's see how it works. Meet Samina, a mother of 3 who has just dropped her children off at school and is settling into her cup of chai when she hears a knock at the door. Standing outside is a woman holding a pamphlet. It's Zeenat Bain, Samina's neighbor, who volunteers with a nearby charity organization. She asks for a moment of her time and Samina welcomes her in. Zeenat Bain passes Samina a pamphlet and introduces her to Dildaar, the initiative to distribute home-cooked meals to people throughout the Muslim community in Ahmedabad. She reveals a yellow box and passes it to Samina. Samina, noticing its weight, opens the box to find out it's full of mithai or sweets. Remembering that no box can pass from one household to another while remaining empty, Samina smiles at the gesture of good faith. Zeenat Bain shares Dildaar's number on WhatsApp and Samina graciously accepts. She thinks it over that afternoon and later hears her friends discussing the initiative at the local kitty. Curious, she sends a simple greeting to the Dildaar mobile number, starting the chat on WhatsApp. On receiving a confirmation message, she also joins a group chat of other frequent donors. With it, she learns a little more about what other women in her neighborhood are cooking, whether they have visited the nearest Dildaar Community Center, and a calendar for center's event that month. The following Friday, while preparing lunch, Samina cooks some extra food and packs it in the yellow box. A volunteer comes to her door to collect it and hands her a new box for the following week's donation. Samina watches from the window as the volunteer brings meals to their vehicles, a bright yellow-colored auto rickshaw. The volunteers follow a meticulous process when handling the food. They first check that the box has been closed correctly, then wrap it with a sticker declaring the date and time of collection. They use the Dildaar volunteer app to scan the unique ID on the side of each box to confirm it has been counted. They pack all the boxes into airtight insulated bags to protect them on their journey. Meanwhile, at Dildaar Center, people gather to eat together. A meal costs 15 rupees or 17 cents to help tackle cultural stigmas on receiving aid. The money collected goes towards the operational cost of Dildaar, running the space, maintaining the vehicles, and acquiring necessary resources. Once the volunteers reach the center, they distribute the meals. People assemble in a common space to eat together in harmony. When they are finished, they wash their boxes in the washing area, bringing in an atmosphere of collective responsibility. Feeling particularly positive and satisfied after his meal, a young boy named Ahmed approaches a volunteer to personally thank whoever cooked for him that day. The volunteer uses the volunteer app along with a unique ID on the box to connect the boy to the donor. He chooses to record his own message rather than picking one of the thank you options, and volunteer sends it through the Dildaar WhatsApp number. Later on Friday evening, Samina learns that with her help, Dildaar was able to feed 120 people at the nearest center and 588 people in all of Ahmedabad. Samina also notices an extra thank you note from a young boy who enjoyed her cooking that day. The sentiment stirs a sense of warmth in her, and Samina is glad she joined the initiative. We have based this solution from multiple insights from co-creation workshops and user feedback sessions we hosted over the past 2 months. The first was that our service had to be accessible from within the home environment. By focusing on non-monetary forms of giving, we can better engage women. This is relevant especially when women reported variable levels of involvement in the financial decision-making of their respective households. But we also wanted to create a space for gathering when and where possible. While technology makes remote administration of services easier than ever, we knew that to build truly lasting connections, we had to provide an opportunity to people to interact. Dildaar centers act as a common meeting ground for Muslim neighborhoods to grow and flourish together. Since building trust is paramount, we considered the balance between collaborating with local organizations and slowly exposing individual users to the global scenario. We decided to provide our service through WhatsApp Messenger by Meta, a key tool for personal and professional communication in South Asia. With Dildaar, users can join a number of discussion forums and channels that advocate for causes and connect groups for different social purposes across geographies. We found it critical to design a service according to the users rather than to get them accustomed to a new mode we may impose. Ultimately, the Dildaar initiative, powered by the Red Cross and hosted by the local organizations across the country, facilitates the act of giving by providing a space for folks to share and offer personalized ways to demonstrate care. By directly involving women in decision making surrounding charity in a mode accessible to them from within the domestic sphere, Dildaar becomes a beacon of hope. Many individuals alongside organizations have different stances on philanthropy. The donation of money and resources, and volunteering time and labor. But in its vast and varied forms, the act of giving unites us all. This is us, Team Salamanders, signing off for now.